On YouTube, man. This is pdotbrax, man. I'm in here with another beat making tutorial. I just wanted to let you guys know, man, how I came up with a beat. It's called I'm Ready. It's 143 beats per minute. And I'm working in the machine, getting the 4-bar patterns up, getting them right, getting them nice, and then I'm exporting everything out to Pro Tools. So first things first, we're gonna get into the beat. First thing I came up with was the piano out the Nexus. So I'm gonna let you hear that. Next thing was the brass. Nexus also. Um, the next thing I came up with was the bass line. So let you hear the 808. You know what I'm saying? Then the strings. Choir. I hope you can hear that. Turn up a little bit. Then the tubular bells. Yeah. Drums. So basically, you know what I'm saying, that's basically the gist of the beat. I took everything to Pro Tools, then I arranged it, and then I came up with I'm Ready, basically, you know what I'm saying? Just arranged the patterns, and that was it. Basically, like in this beat, man, I just use a lot of, man, I use a lot of Nexus in this beat, man. Nexus, I went to the Power Grand. You can see it pull up here. That's straight out the Nexus. For my horns, I went to the Nexus also. I was in was it the Dance Orchestra expansion, Dark Horns 2, that's what I used. And then I layered it up with the Maschine. Horn selection. You can see that right there. Alright, for those. Strings, you know what I'm saying? Strings out of the machine. So I did the horn, the strings like that. And then basically I just exported all my patterns and shit, you know what I'm saying, over there to Pro Tools and got, you know what I'm saying, I got that good mix on it. Basically, like hearing my drums, man, you might not have been able to hear it, but you know what I'm saying, everything is panning from left to right, man. I got my hats going and shit, and you can see down here, on the bottom they pan from left to right. My snares is sort of the same way. It's got left, right, and then it's got middle because it's a transition in there. And then everything else is pretty much, you know what I'm saying, in both ears. Now I'm gonna go over to my Pro Tools. Okay, and here you're gonna see all my patterns and shit, you know what I'm saying, that I exported out. My cymbals, my brass, my piano, my strings, all of that shit is right there, boom, done deal. I'm gonna go to my mix window here in my Pro Tools. In my mix window, you'll see that the first thing I did really, like when I got in here, was my kick. I did my kick, I EQ'd it, Renaissance EQ, you know what I'm saying? ADHDs was the frequency, put a narrow Q on it, and then sloped off the garbage off the end of the sample. For the 808, sort of inside out basically. Um, 80 on the frequency, but it was flipped under. Max bass was also used on the 808 and the kick. CLA 76 for the compression for the kick. Maserati drum was used on the hats and the crash. EQ'd the strings. And the brass was widened out. One thing I did want to touch on too is the side chaining on the kick. You know what I'm saying? If you're losing your pattern in your kick, you know what I'm saying, in the mix and shit, you want to side chain it, give it a little bit more thump, you know what I'm saying? You can do that signal generator, you know what I'm saying? 88Zs, which was the same thing that my kick was sitting in. So you know you got a match, you know what I'm saying? Then I just gated it, put a bus on that joint, you know what I'm saying? Bust the 7 out the kick. Then you got a side chain. Just don't forget when you do your bus, just go ahead and click pre-fader and then turn it up to as high as you want it to be, and then that'll get you your side chain. Um, Pretty much on the end of the track, I used linear phase EQ. You know what I'm saying? Gotta hide out the waves. Sloped off the high end a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Just took it down. I felt like it was it was rocking a little bit too heavy, so I just took it back some. And then I went to the 316. So, you know what I'm saying? I did a threshold of 1.7, and then the ceiling out was 1.2. So basically, that just really mastered my track, so to speak. Not a real master, but, you know, a master, if you will. So, pull up the track here, you know what I'm saying? Look at the diagnostics, the skeleton, you know what I'm saying? All the stems and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Everything is pretty much, you know what I'm saying, in that box that you wanted in, you know what I mean? So, it's the I'm ready. And you know what I'm saying, there's a file for it. One thing, you know what I'm saying, I did want to thank everybody for tuning in to my page, man. I do appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? The comments, you know what I'm saying, that was left, you know what I'm saying, from last video, this is basically about clipping. Um, Clipping basically is like this, you know, everything in here in the machine, you know what I'm saying, is gonna clip. You know, maybe. If you have it up like it's supposed to, 9 times out of 10 it's gonna clip. So basically, what you probably need to really concentrate on is your drums. You have your drums that some of them will clip, some of them won't. Um, just depending on the sample. If you got it up too high, or if it's up too high, you might want that distorted sound, like in your kick and your clap. You might want to really cut through the mix. So then, you know what I'm saying, you just leave it alone. For me, like I don't really care. Like I don't give two shits if something's clipping in my drums. You know what I'm saying? Because 9 times out of 10, I want that sound. So in my not in my hats, but in my claps, anything that's layered, I really don't care. My kick, that's like to be determined, you know what I'm saying? Like how I hear it, how I want it to sound, you know what I'm saying? Then, you know, I'll either keep it or I'll turn it down a little bit. But if you're clipping on everything and everything's being played out the machine, I mean, if it's clipping out the machine, it's really irrelevant. You know what I'm saying? Even if you're building up your beats inside of the machine, it's really irrelevant because you're gonna track this out anyway. Eventually, it's gonna go to Pro Tools, or it's gonna go to Logic, or it's gonna go to Ableton or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you're using, your DAW choice, and then you're gonna mix it in something that has like a real mixer. Because to me, this machine, you know what I'm saying, is good for making beats and shit, but it don't really have a good mixer, like to really be able to put compression on shit. I mean, you can in here, but it's not. I don't feel like this like official. You know, not that it's just machine versus like Pro Tools or anything like that, but I mean, as far as you really trying to put like plugins on channels and then sending it to a mixer, I don't really, I don't really foresee this having a mixer. Like, where the hell do you see a mixer at on here? Where do you see? I mean, you see different channels and shit, if you will. But where the fuck is the mixer? There ain't no fucking mixer. So therefore, this shit telling you that it's clipping, I mean, it's irrelevant. So we don't really need to worry about clipping. Again, too, as far as my snares, we'll go to the snare, and it's on the piano roll, basically. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just fuck with the snare. You know what I'm saying? Like on the piano, just get everything right and get it hitting good. You know what I'm saying? And then I went ahead and then separated it, so everything was all on one channel, if you will. I mean, one pattern, and then I just separated left, right, middle, and then I just how I arranged it up in Pro Tools was basically um, here. You see left, you see right, and you see the middle. So there's certain things that hit in the middle, certain things that hit on the left, and certain things that hit on the right. You can see here in my hat as well. My hats, they split. So I got a right side of the hats and I got a left side of the hats. So you have to definitely download the beat, check it out, check the mix out. You know what I'm saying? Let me know how you liked it. Hate, rate, subscribe, uh, leave a comment. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to have the beat down in the description. So if any, you know what I'm saying, MCs want to put some heat on it, you know what I'm saying, put some heat on it. If you want to put a hook on it, put a hook on it. You know what I'm saying? I just ask that if you do that shit, just get back at me. pdotbrax@gmail.com. You know what I'm saying? Let me hear what you put on there. DJP.brax@gmail.com. Hit me up on YouTube, SoundCloud, pdotbrax beats. You know what I'm saying? And we can get some shit cracking. You know what I'm saying? Let's make a head out this motherfucker, man. So you know what it is, man. It's pdotbrax from this motherfucker, man. I'm signing off. You know what it is. Holla.